All right, all right. Welcome everybody. This is Real Talk with Rob, and hope you all can hear me. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Of course, we're playing with a new system over here, so definitely let me know if you can hear me. We got a wonderful, wonderful show planned for tonight. Got one of my hometown buddies, if you will. Go way back, way, way back. And this brother is doing some awesome things. If you haven't already, uh, praise God, y'all can hear me. Good, 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 good. If you haven't already seen the flyer, let me just pull that up real quick. Uh, we got Life Lesson Series with Stephen F. Lane. This brother is doing some wonderful things. He's been all over the country and just doing some wonderful things. He's college educated, professional guy, community activist, life coach, entrepreneur. This is just we haven't even scratched the surface of what this brother is doing. He's an awesome guy, and I love to have conversation with him. Very intellectual. He's younger than I am, but very intelligent, and really is going. He's going places, and I felt that it would be really good to just bring him online to just kind of share what's on his heart, what he's doing, and I think it's going to be an inspiration to any and everybody under the sound of his voice. So while you're here, go ahead and click share. Go ahead and click like. Go ahead and comment. Go ahead and text somebody. Let them know, hey, we got the Life Lesson Series with Stephen F. Lane. So with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on the man of the hour, if we will, and let him just rock and roll. So we got Stephen here. So
Hi,
Stephen,
what's going on,
welcome.
brother? Thanks for having
Hey
me.
man.
Thanks for having me.
Uh, hey man, we appreciate you for accepting the invitation. And like I said, man, I love to hear you talk. I mean, I love the things that you're doing. You just you have so many wonderful ideas and doing a lot of things. Something I didn't mention, and you may want to even give a little bit more about what you're doing, is that you do a lot of things for the encouragement and the empowerment of youth. A lot of different community outreach programs that you involved with and started yourself. So, I think there's, as I was saying on another call last week, there's not a lot of positive male role models. There's not enough positive male role models out there. And so I'm really love what you're doing, how you're giving back. You're not just giving. You don't mind looking back and pulling some other people up. So share with us what's on your heart today.
Well, I'm just blessed to be invited. I'm so stoked to be here, and like I was just thinking, before the show, I was like, man, it was gonna be life lessons, but I guess it is, it's broad. So I really want to talk about the secret recipe of our purpose. We
Mm,
all struggle, with what's our what's our purpose. What is it we supposed to be doing? When I was young, I just sat back. I was pretty much a mute. I didn't say much. I had a very bad speech impediment, so I was like a sponge. I suck in everything what was going around, and I thought my purpose was sports. Went off to college, played football, broke records, won rings, but I still had a void in my heart. I'm like, this is not my purpose. Gave that up,
mm.
decided to write a book, still
Wow.
writing it, but
Okay,
I
cool.
still have the void in my heart. Like what is the purpose? Started a business, started a non
mm,
for profit. Still couldn't figure out why is this void in my heart. Start a
mm,
family. So I thought my purpose was a family.
mm.
Still have this void in my heart. And I just thought about this probably about a few hours ago before the show started. And, I honestly believe that we all share the same purpose.
Hmm.
And that purpose is hope, providing
Mm.
hope for ourselves and others. And acronyms, God gave it to me in acronyms. It's help. So we should help each other. It's opportunities. We should provide opportunities for each other. And it's patience. We all need patience and also
Mm.
encouragement. We all need encouragement, and that's the secret recipe through hope. You think about musicians, entertainers, athletes, people that write books, local law enforcement, the judge, all these professionals, and the whole thing is providing the help. Yes, these people can be of help to one another. Also, can open up doors for opportunities. And also, when we see these people, we know that it's not going to come right away, that we must have patience. And then we
Mm.
have, our friends, our family, members of our community, members of our community encouraging us. Yes, you can do it. You can be the next Denzel Washington. Yes, you can be the next, Thurgood Marshall. Like these
Yeah.
are the things that we struggle with, and also that's open up the door to owning our miracles. We have to
Mm.
seeding, we have to give. It's not always about money, it's about
Hmm.
your heart. You have to be heartfelt. So you help one another, provide opportunity, help each other become patient, and also become patient within yourself, and also encourage each other. It open up that whole door of hope. We must retain it in, we must give it, and we all think that, hey, yes, I want to be that, that singer. We want to be that big time musician, but you never know who's watching you. Someone is always watching you and thinking, if he or she can do it, I can
Hmm.
do it. And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
hope, and hope is big because, once we give it, then it's time for us to receive our miracles. We all have miracles within us because we are created from, the great God. So, the
Yes.
miracles are within us, but we must know that we must give, we must seed, we must provide that hope, and we must believe that once we seed, we gonna show it some little TLC, and then guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna reap our harvest. We're gonna have,
Yeah.
what we always wanted. But the secret recipe for our purpose, I believe, is help, opportunity, patience, and encouragement. And
I
that's all our purposes.
I love that. I really love that. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. I had to put that on the screen there. Help, opportunities, patience, encouragement, and I like what you said about as seeds because what you sow is what you reap. The good book said, and a lot of times I guess it's so easy. I think the media kind of puts it to us that we should get all we can get and get all we can and can all we can get. But sometimes you just have to step aside and plant seeds of goodness, plant seeds of
Yeah.
encouragement, plant seeds of opportunities maybe for other people. So tell me about some of the things that you've done, particularly for young people. You've been featured in a lot of newspapers, probably websites, other things. Tell us some of the things that you've been featured in, and what was the motivation behind that?
Well, I remember this one big program that I created. I remember growing up in Newport News, Virginia. They call it Bad News, Virginia. Same neighborhood Michael Vick, Allen Iverson, those guys grew up in. And we kind of struggled with having, cleats, balls, even if you want to get into photography, we couldn't
Mm,
afford a camera. We couldn't afford a drum set, a keyboard, any of those
right.
things to really, have a positive outlet. We saw a lot of people around us doing other things that wasn't positive. But just being able to, be able to start a program. I remember my executive director back with community schools, Miss Never Go. She was like, Steve, we got we got a few days to come up with a program. We got some grant money, but we gotta write this grant and get approved. And
Mm,
city, meaning the Chamber of Commerce, wanted to grant us, but they wanted to make sure that we had our ducks in a row and the program's gonna be very meaningful. So I came up with a program called Replay. Replay was a program to pretty much accept used or gently used or new sporting equipment. It could be balls, cleats, or it could be anything for the fine arts, music, paint, cameras, you name it, to be able to give kids an opportunity, to develop a positive outlet. And what we struggle with when we're in stressful times, we tend to want to hurt ourselves, hurt others, or get it the wrong way, meaning,
mm,
sell drugs or do the wrong things. So I
right.
figure Replay, and really getting, people that has hobbies or special gifts to pass those gifts on. So Replay was pretty much the bridge that gave us the tools, the basic necessities as far as the ball, the cleats, and things like that. And they always say if you look good, you play good. If you have some too big cleats on, how are you really gonna perform to the best of your ability? If you always wanted to play the keyboard and you have no keyboard,
It's hard to do.
how do you expect to learn? And you're growing
Right.
up in a poverty-stricken community. So,
Yes, yes.
developing Replay was an opportunity to really give kids in the community and also young adults an opportunity to go after their gifts. And it was, cost free. They didn't have to pay anything. And also be able to, um, you know, the people in the community can be able to help, help their community, be a part of the community, pass on their gifts, pass on their talents, or pass on the things that are collecting dust in their garage.
Mm,
So, and that bring me back to, what you were saying about seeding. Once you
mm-hmm.
plant a seed, you have to really tend to that, that area. Make sure no weeds are growing in. You
Man.
gotta make sure, that that seed is really gonna bust through, the ground. You might see it bust through just a little bit. You might gotta sweep a little bit of dirt off of it so it can
Mm-hmm.
really get a little bit of sunshine. Or you might need to add a little bit more water. So you really gotta, give it a little tender loving care so you can reap your harvest. And that's all going back to where we started, trying to figure out our purpose and also providing, this hope, you know, um, through life, it's going to be given to us. Hope is going to be given to us, but it's on
Mm-hmm.
us to retain it. It's on us to keep it. When we conceived at birth, mom had to take the prenatal. She had to eat right. She had to treat her body
Yes.
right so we can have a healthy birth to give us
Yes.
hope.
Yeah.
And that's that seed again.
Right.
The parents, the grandparents, the community, they make sure no weeds grow into, get into our lives. So we will not do the wrong things. We won't hurt each other. We won't hurt ourselves. So,
Right.
that again, that TLC, seeding. And sometimes we might have a little dirt on it. But once we ask, God for help, ask our parents, community leaders, to help us out, that, hey, I know I made some bad decisions, or I'm thinking about making some bad decisions, push that dirt off, let some sunlight hit you, you know, and then we can really see the beauty, it's all about all of us. This is a full circle. It's a full circle. Everybody hands is in it. So what goes around is gonna come back around. It's gonna come back to your kids. So if you're seeding helping someone else, that same somebody might be the one that's helping your kids, or that same somebody might be the one that the kid, oh man, I want to be just like him. You know, if he can do it, he look just like me. If he can do it, I can do it. Don't you
Yes,
remember when Barack Obama got elected? It was
man.
so amazing because that was the year I decided, hey, 23 years old, I can go to college. I can do it.
Right,
I don't have to
right.
be scared of my own voice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the thing is, I don't care if people call me Oreo, because I eat well. I dress well. I developed who I was and who I am through seeing someone else. You know, um, I'm not blessed with a father,
Mm-hmm.
but we can gain from mentors. The mentors don't have to be physically there. Mentors can
Right.
be anyone. A mentor was a
That's
lot of
true.
different people. And I gained a lot of things from a lot of different people off TV, out of books,
Mm-hmm.
and just in the streets walking past. I'm like, man, but it's something about him. I like the way he carried himself.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. You never know who's looking. You never know who's trying to, pull a hope from you. I remember your mom, she always say, hey, throw him a hope rope. Tie a knot at the end.
That's it.
You tie a knot at the end, throw somebody a hope rope. They ain't gonna let go. They're gonna hold
She
on.
does.
And we gotta pull them. We gotta pull them up. We gotta pull
Yes,
each other up.
yes, yes. So true. Hey, let me pause you right there. You on the road there. Something you said that was just maybe 2 minutes back. You said you when President Obama got in the office, that kind of lifted the veil, like everything seemed possible. Like used to it was, especially for African Americans, maybe you could do everything but be a president, of the United States. So, we had these little mental blocks or whatnot. But of course, he kind of proved that anything is possible. But something you said that really just was cool, you was referring to the Oreo thing. But it's funny to me that people, the people that we really admire, for example, Michael Jordan or, any artists, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg. I'm probably dating myself now, but whatever it is, whether it's athletics, whether it's business, whether it's music, entertainment, Denzel Washington you mentioned earlier. Everybody, in a sense, we admire these people that are at the top of their game. They're super successful. They're walking in. It seems like what they've been created to do, and they're like nobody can touch them. And so at the top, oftentimes it's lonely to be at the top. Like the best people are the best because nobody else is like them. But the funny thing is, people that's on the flip side, everyday people, so to speak. We criticize people who are different, and sometimes we criticize our own self because
Right.
we're different from maybe our friends, our peers, or whatnot. And the crazy thing is, we really should embrace our differences. Like you said, you talk, more proper. So a lot of times, people, oh, he talk proper, he talk this, or he's acting that. And I mean, why is acting, why is talking proper, why is focusing on your education, why is that a bad thing? After all, that's going to ideally put you closer to the top or whatnot. So I think if I could say something, just kind of highlight the fact that, don't be afraid to walk in whatever it is that you are. Like for me, you talk about music. I'm not the athletic person at all. Like I'm, barely can run. I barely can walk straight. So much less should I be trying to run or whatnot. But hey, I was gifted maybe a little bit more in music or whatnot than the average person. So everybody has their thing, and I think the worst thing we can do as anybody, guy, girl, whatever your color, whatever your creed, wherever you live at, whether it's the U.S. or any other country that's on this earth, is to try to imitate somebody else because God created you as you for a purpose because nobody else can do what it is that you do, and that's why we need you to be who God created you to be, whatever that might be. So I think that's if I could say something, that would probably be part of finding someone's purpose is walking, knowing in the hope that they're okay where they are. They're okay. Maybe, this particular thing that you have, that people might pick on you on about, that might be the thing that makes you a multimillionaire. For example, I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you get back to going. I had checked out, I like what you said too about reading. Sometimes, well, let me say this before I say that. I heard a pastor say this. He said, people are made by three things. I'm probably not going to remember every single thing, but he says you would be made by the people that you interact with, which is, your mentors you mentioned, maybe your parents, maybe your, extended family, people you hang out with, peers or whatever, teachers, the people that you hang out with, the books that you read, and you talked about reading books, and the places that you visit. And I heard that you emphasized on, talked about being in Virginia or whatnot. And of course, you've lived in different places or whatnot. So it's a beautiful thing to be around, of course, people that you're familiar with, but it's a beautiful thing, and I think you can attest to this. It's a beautiful thing to be around people who are different than what you're accustomed to being around. It's good to read stuff that you like, and it's good to read stuff that maybe expands your horizon. And of course, it's a wonderful thing if you can travel to other places because even in the United States, as oftentimes people, why don't you want to go? And I love international travel, but there's, as you know, Virginia is one way. Kansas might be another way. Florida might be another way. Alabama, all of them have their different vibes, and all of those can sharpen you and make you to be a stronger, better person. So, love it. So I just wanted to insert that in. Go back. I'm sorry. I probably stopped your flow there.
No, no, you actually helped me because, I started thinking about back in Kansas when my first executive director, she was like, Steve, I want you to, be the first site coordinator in a middle school and try to develop a feeder program. Everyone's scared of the middle school. And I'm like, oh man, should I go after trying to play professional or should I really do this? This is where my heart is. I think this will fill my heart. That void in my heart still. And
Right.
I remember she's telling me, doing this meeting, she was like, Steve, I love what you do. You live by, what I live by. And
Mm,
that's leave a place better than what you found it.
I
I've
love
been
it.
all over from like all the states you name, plus Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and that's what it's all about. Leaving a place where you found it. It's so simple. I remember seeing her. A piece of trash can be on the floor. She gonna pick it up because guess what? She's leaving a place better than what she's found it. And if we all
Love it.
have that mentality, I think, man, this would be so beautiful. And one thing that I think that we're also missing is we're missing believing in miracles.
I love it.
You know, um, a lot of us give up. And the thing is, miracles are real. Miracles are here. You know, um, I remember reading, and it was talking about it was Robert Oral. Um, he was a pastor from back in the '60s,
Wow.
and he was talking about when Jesus was walking around and creating miracles, and he was talking about when he touched a blind person, and he asked him, hey, can you see men? The answer was, I see men as trees. Then he said, let me touch you again. Touch him again.
Hmm.
And then he asked him again, how do you see the men? I see men as men. So
Mm.
sometimes, you might have to be touched, multiple times. But long you
Hmm.
believe, you have to start believing. First you have to see, you have to give, you know,
Mm.
you have to give.
Right.
You have to give yourself. You have to surrender. You have to say, hey, this miracle is mine. You have to surrender.
Mm.
And then once once it's heartfelt and you believe that it's going to happen, that's when it happens.
Mm.
I, throughout everything that I've done, and the things that I still have valleys. I still have peaks. This is life. That's when you know
Hmm.
that you're living. That's a sign. Every day, it's not going to be my favorite season, fall. It's not going to be autumn. You're going to have your valleys. You're going to have your peaks.
Hmm.
You have to take it all, but yet you can't stop. You have to always put one foot in front of the other, uplift each other, because I believe we all can do it, and I also believe that if we all can kind of help each other to get on one accord, and provide this hope, help, opportunity, patience, and encouragement. I believe these days will be so much meaningful,
Mm.
not only for you, not only for me, but for all of us.
Right. Right. I love it.
It's not about the big money. It's not about the prestige.
Hmm.
Because the only thing that can fill that void, so you can feel lonely in a room full of people. I've been there.
Hmm.
You can feel lonely in a career that you always thought that you want. I've been there. You can feel lonely,
Mm.
when you're achieving that talent. I've been there, broke records, run rings, been in great careers, got my family. I still felt lonely.
Mm.
But the only thing that can really fill that void is God. And you can
Yes.
really touch God by touching others, by helping others.
Mm.
We're more
Hmm.
closer to God than anyone ever been. Even, when Jesus walked the earth, his disciples, yes, they can reach out and touch him, but yet they still struggle, with belief. They
Hmm.
still,
Right.
each and every day he wasn't there, but our God is in the now. We can
Hmm.
touch him now. We can reach him now. We can call him now. He will heal us now. He was he would give you your miracle now if you plant the seed. If you give it a
Mm.
little TLC so no weeds can grow in it. If you really pay attention when in harvest and don't let it hit the ground and rot, and don't let the bugs come through and eat it away because it's yours. You got to claim it. And I believe that sometimes we're not willing to be touched multiple times. If we don't get it now, we give up. It took me to the age 23 to go off to college and play football. That was my only way out playing sports. But I
Wow.
knew it. I knew I couldn't afford to go to school. I knew I wasn't smart enough to go then. I didn't have that confidence. But sports got me out. Kansas gave me the confidence. Barack Obama, he's my mentor, I guess. I never seen him, never talked to him, but he gave me so much confidence that I can do it.
Yes.
Even if
Yes.
I wasn't president, he grew up with his grandparents raising him
Mm-hmm.
in the Midwest.
Right.
So I knew I can go to the Midwest, deal with a whole culture shock. you know,
What was some of that culture shock you deal with over there? Give us a little snap of that, a snippet of that.
well, well, the school that I played for, it was only a few of us, and I remember my first year there, they threw a I Hate N party.
Oh no!
Yes,
Wow!
it was bad.
Wow!
But we came together through all that. We came together and became the the best team that ever went through that school, going undefeated. You know,
Wow! That's
and
good.
that's it. You can put your differences aside because
Mm-hmm.
all of it is learned behavior. Hate is learned behavior, and once you really get to
Yes.
know each other, it don't exist. You start loving each other. You know,
Yes.
when you have to really believe in the person next to you that they're going to do their assignment. It's like, say it's like a car. You have to have your transmission, you got to have your battery, all these different components, make this one unit works. So everybody has to
Mm.
do their job, but you got to believe that they're going to do it. And that's life. Once you believe, that our neighbor is not going to hurt us, once we establish, that hey, we all are different, but I love you because we all come from the image of God. Then you can
Yes.
put your differences aside. And this was a Christian school.
Wow!
I remember
Wow!
riding my bike, my motorcycle to practice. Until you know, guy yelled at me, "Get off my street, you're greaser headed in." You know,
Wow!
like I dealt with a whole bunch. Even the students that I taught, they in elementary, some was in middle. They called me all types of names, Blackberry to
Wow!
everything. But yet
Wow!
they became my closest students because
Wow!
it's a learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
We have to help each other to relearn. We have to show each other that I'm not here to hurt you. I love you.
Mm. Yes.
And that's again what we started with. Our purpose is to help our neighbor, not to hurt
Yes.
our neighbor.
Yes.
To provide opportunities for our neighbor. It's not going to happen that same day, so we must be patient. You know, in our family, our friends, our closest loved ones are going to encourage us to keep it up. And
So
you know that's a secret recipe.
I love it. I love it. And something I was thinking about as you were saying about the challenges you have in the Midwest and how you even the younger kids was kind of kicking back against you and whatnot. I was thinking probably they had never had any real interaction with somebody different than them. And for those younger ones, especially, maybe even some of the college students that you interacted with,
Exactly.
after they interacted with you, you probably gave them a different perception, especially the ones that end up embracing you at the end because they had never seen that. And like you said, hate is a learned behavior. Their parents, guardians, or whatever the case, probably taught them to hate. But after they interacted with you because you didn't respond the way that they thought you should have responded or with hate for hate, you probably changed their minds. I won't say you won them all, but you changed some people because you showed, the positivity that they needed to see. That positive example they needed to see. That love. You gave them hope, basically. And I was thinking earlier you was talking about even with the miracles. And it's so interesting because of course there's a parable from Jesus. But it's like why he could have done it in that first touch. But I think even God himself wants to see how bad do we want it, I guess we would say
Yeah.
in our terms. Sometimes people can say, oh, I want this. and you give it to them that first time, and they really don't want it, and so they won't value it. But sometimes, you got to really prove, maybe to yourself, maybe to others, maybe to God Himself, that hey, I'm ready for this, and no matter how many times I got to knock on the door, I'm gonna do it so I can make it the way I need to make it to. And lastly, this is, I always just get stuff out of what you say. Going back to your HOPE acronym, help, opportunities, patience, and encouragement. I thought about you was talking about how how you kind of tried and to get fulfillment out of many things, career, family, etc. And all of those things, everything you said was good. There's nothing wrong with career, family, money, whatever. Everything that you named was good. But I think even the good book tells us that, one of my favorite passages, and I don't think we hear enough of it in my own opinion, is that when Christ encouraged everyone to feed the hungry, visit the sick, help out the widows, and the people was like, hey, when you do it to them, you done it to me. But people was like, well, hey, Jesus, we ain't never seen you hungry. We ain't never seen you sick. We ain't never seen you homeless, But he said, if you do this to your neighbor, in essence, to those that you see, then it's just like doing it to me. And when you give to others, it's a joy, and you know this. It's a joy that's, money is good. We need money. Family is good. We need family. All those things we need. Career, we need that. Or business, however. But we need some kind of forms of income, some source of income. But it's nothing like the dividends that you get when you give to others, especially people that's less fortunate. It's such a joy, it's such a fulfillment. And again, that's what I believe our purpose can be found, as you said, by giving that hope.
Yes. And I love the way, that you say that, pretty much, like think about, if if you was a billionaire, you
Mm,
think you would give $1 billion or $1 million to your
mm,
son or daughter at 18, at
no.
21? No,
No,
because
no,
they,
no.
till they, are ready for that inheritance. And I
Right.
think that's what God do. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he want to make sure, that we're gonna get the most out of it. So
Right.
most what families wait to their what 30, 35, even 40, to grant them
Right.
their inheritance. So they're more
Right.
responsible. So they know, the best move to make, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, because they just don't want you to blow it away, and our Father, He don't want us just to blow it away. He wants
Right.
the best, because He know that we are able, that, that we're not gonna blow it away.
Right.
So I believe that's the reason, why we all doesn't get anything instantly. Is because you have to go through, trials and tribulations to even develop patience.
Yes.
If you don't have patience, man, patience is big. Patience is hard. That's the hardest
Yes, it
thing right
is.
there is patience. But
It
if you have
is.
patience and if you have, that, you can have just, that faith, that hope, that belief, they say what, mustard seed, very,
Yes.
very tiny. You got a
Yes.
little bit, it's gonna happen, but you have to move on it. You got to show that you want it. Like, like you said, Rob, you got to show that you want it.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
remember training to play football. I remember listening to this guy said that, hey, you got to want it more than you want to breathe.
Ah. It's real, and I think that's anything that you really want to perfect. It comes to that level. I mean, music, that's more my world. That's something that you kind of have to, really put a lot of time in, and it's possible. That's the thing. I think Les Brown always says this. It's possible. You see somebody that's successful. you read about somebody that's successful, perhaps, and I'm sure somebody's watching this video like, man, I like what Steve Lane is talking about. Man, I wish I could be like him. Hey, it's possible. Be patient. Go after that thing. Don't give up. Be relentless. Hey, knock on the doors. And what I didn't know, you said you went to college at 23.
Yes, 23.
Wow,
Finished
wow, wow,
at
wow. So,
26.
and you was basically played football at 23. You wasn't
Pretty much one of the oldest ones out there.
and a lot of times I think people, the biggest thing that I see, I just put it this way, that I come in contact with, a lot of times people say, well, hey, I'm too old, and I'm sure a lot of people probably was bashing you because, hey, and you're not 18 or you're not 19 or whatever. Hey, 23 trying to play football. He should be wherever. But you didn't let that turn you around. You came there for a purpose. You came there with a mission. You was gonna play ball. That was gonna put you through school, and you wasn't leaving until you graduate. And in spite of all that you went through, and I didn't even know some of the things that you went through that you named here on this conversation here. In spite of that, you stayed there. No family there, and I think it's easy when you to go to school when family is there and you got that little safety net. But when you go off to an area that you probably never been to at the time, it's hard, but it's possible if you endure to the end. So awesome
And
testimony.
what you don't want to do is live. What if? That what if will eat you up.
Yes,
if you
it
want to
will.
do it, do it.
Yes, yes.
Do not live a what if. Get
That's
it
the
done.
worst.
It's not
Yes.
about, how long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think yourself out of the game.
Right.
Think yourself in the game. You can do it. You can do all things. Just
Yes.
believe, and it's
Yeah.
there.
That's so true. That's true. I was looking at something. Man, it was a meme on Facebook. I probably should have shared it or copied it, but yeah, it was saying when you make it to the top. I know one of the things they named off these different things, like when you graduate from college and whatever else they mentioned. Nobody, rarely ever, or probably nobody's going to ask you how long did it take you to graduate. How long did it take you to get here, there, wherever? I mean, people celebrate your success once they see that you made it there. And that's the thing. But like you said, that what if? I mean, that's so much potential is in the graveyard. I've heard people say.
Oh,
So
yeah,
many,
so much.
so many people that could have been, wonderful inventors, could have been wonderful politicians, could have been wonderful teachers, coaches, athletes, musicians, whatever the case it may be, but because maybe they was in fear, and I think the opposite, of course, one of the things, the opposites of faith is hate. But I think fear is a big thing too, because perfect love casts out all fear. And I think if you walk in fear in this life, you're going to be less than what you was called to be, less than your purpose in essence. And so, you want to walk in this hope, man. You want to walk in the help, the opportunities, the patience and encouragement. And as you give it to other people, it's going to come back to you. And I heard somebody say the quickest way to move up is basically to help somebody else. Because as you help them, somebody's bound to come and help you, whatever it might be, to get you help somebody live their dreams, it's bound to come back around that you'll be helped to live your dreams.
Yes, please encourage each other because, I remember trying to go, so many times to go play football and things like that. So many people told me I couldn't do it. I
Mm,
messed my knee up back in my junior year of high school. I remember my
wow.
coach told me, hey, you know what they do to a horse that hurt their leg? I said, no, shoot him in the head. You're done. And that destroyed me. I remember,
Wow.
people telling me I was too old. to
Mm.
go and play with those young guys and things like that. Even the young guys laughed at me. But
Wow.
once they saw what I had,
Mm.
it was a wrap. So the thing is, I spent a lot of time, self motivating,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone isn't blessed with, that skill, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie, it was times that it ran out for me, and I had to pull from others. So
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you encourage people. People have inventions. Don't say that it's a stupid idea. Tell them, yes, do it. Do
Yes.
it. If they're
Yes.
not the tallest on the basketball court or whatever, don't tell them that they can't be a basketball player. Encourage
Right.
them.
Yes.
You never
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Like help each other, provide that hope. If you're a musician, give someone an opportunity. Help
Mm-hmm.
them. If
Mm-hmm.
if you know someone is looking for employment, open up a door for them. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
if you know someone needs socks, give them some socks. Someone need patience, tell them, hey, look, it's gonna happen. Be
Mm.
patient. It's gonna happen. Like
Yes.
help each other, provide that hope for each other. And you will see that once you provide it for someone else, it's going to fill you up with it.
Mm.
You're not going to be at half tank or a quarter of a tank. You're going to be at full because,
Yeah.
you have helped someone else. It just, I don't know how that works, but it, man, that feeling is just so amazing. It's hard to kind of explain it once you help someone. How much it motivates you to even do more or accomplish some things that you always wanted to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
It motivates you.
It does. It really does. It really does. I love it. I love it. So, going about turning to 8 o'clock. So we gonna kind of wrap it up. And man, so many wonderful nuggets you gave. I love that whole thing. Help, opportunities, patience, encouragement. Um, Now we were talking about purpose. I want to. Can you? And you said kind of your HOPE acronym is the secret sauce to that purpose. So, as we kind of wrap up things, what, I guess, final summary words of wisdom would you give to someone that may feel like, you know what, Steven, I don't know what I'm here for, man. I don't know. You're good at athletes and whatever athletics, and I don't know what my talent is. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what my purpose is. What would you say to that person?
Well, what I would say is everyone, is put here for a reason. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it could be your family, just having a family, or it could be, thriving at your career. Um, just provide a light, just have a light on yourself. So when someone else is looking, they man, it's something about him. I love the way
Mm.
that he carried himself. I love the way that she carried herself. Even to the way that you dress, you'd
Mm.
be surprised what people, see and what people, kind of take with them. So long as you're being positive, and having a mindset that each and every day I'm not going to tear myself down, I'm not going to tear anyone else down, that you are living within your purpose because you
Mm.
are providing, that hope, you know, and, it's not about sports. It's not about, being the best entertainer and things like that. You know, you can have all that and still feel like you have nothing, or you have this empty space in your heart. In order to fill that void, you have to fill yourself up with God. You have to surrender. You have to say, God, you know, um, please take me down your path. You
Yes.
can't do this alone. And
Mm-hmm.
if if you need someone, you know, uh, I'm here. Rob here. We all are here. We're here for you.
Yes.
We're here to help. We're here to be pretty much caretakers. You know, we want to take care of everyone. You
Mm.
know, everyone, and we all should take care of everyone. It's not about waiting. It's about getting it done. Whatever you
Yes,
want to
yes.
do, get it done. And if you don't have the means to get it done, you know, we're here to help you think of ways. You know, we're here to put our heads together to help, and that's what we all should be. You know, we all should be here for one another. One hand washes the other. So, you know,
I love it. I love it. Hey, well, for those that might be watching, and hey, we don't know who might be watching. We might have Bill Gates or some other multimillionaire, multi-billionaire might be watching, and they might want to get in touch with you and partner with what you're doing. How can people get in contact with you? You have any social media or email or any contact info you want to put out there for those that's listening and
y-
watching to contact you?
yes, yes, you can share my email, service lane20 at gmail.com.
All right. Service
And
Lane
also,
20 at Gmail.
yeah, and also, you know, phone contact might be, you know, easier for those. So, you know, text messages, I'm willing to encourage and willing to help. If you need help, you know, with learning the, you know, how to set up businesses to nonprofits or, you know, things like that, or just need some positive motivation, you know, need some hope, I'm here. Or you just need someone to pray for you or pray with you, I'm here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And hey, we want to bring you back on to do emphasis on that entrepreneurial thing. I think I'm curious to hear some of your tricks and tips on that. So yeah, we definitely want to bring you back on in the future to do an emphasis on that entrepreneurial ventures or whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, so hey, we're about to make our little hour here. So any other things you want to say before we end our show for today?
I just want to say thanks for having me. You know, I've been wanting to share this, you know, this secret recipe for a while, and you know, and I'm glad that you know I thought of it a few hours before I came on the show and decided to share it with you all. So thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you so much for accepting. It's been wonderful. I think I've seen a lot of people viewing in and people commenting and people liking and sharing and whatnot. So hey, we believe this is going to be a blessing to many people. That's not only tonight but beyond. So again, we look forward to having you in the very near future. And so again, thank you so much, Stephen. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And everybody, thank you so much for watching. This is something, a new venture for us. Real Talk with Rob. And of course, this live lesson series is a Stephen F. Lane production there. So we're going to be bringing him on in the future to talk about other things. I know entrepreneurship and any other topics that he's led the rock and roll with. So thank you all so much for watching. Of course, if there's anything that you want to hear us address in the near future, then definitely feel free to contact me. You have my social media, Facebook, and YouTube, and LinkedIn. However you came across here, feel free to reach out. Let me know what you think of the show, future topics you want to see. So again, thank you so much for watching Real Talk with Rob, and we'll see y'all next month. All right. Take care and God bless.